As you were saying, having those players back, what a difference it made.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, to have Vic back, Madison, everybody, and even guys like Johnston that we could bring on, and Odebear, guys like that. We haven't had that, and so it just guys that are experienced guys, first team guys that can come in and step right in, and give guys a break here and there, and it just makes all the difference in the world, and just in general with the team. Everybody starts feeling better when guys are coming back and all that kind of thing. And so, yeah, it's just, we see, what a big of a difference it meant today.
Yeah, for sure. In terms of standouts today, who do you think stood out for you?
I'm going to say Tell. I mean, that kid has got a lot of potential. I mean, he really made some good runs. He was getting in position. He was making himself available in the box. Couldn't find the back of the net. Some of that wasn't his fault 100%, but it's really nice to see someone, acting like a true center forward, aside from Solanke and of course Richie can't stay in the lineup, but I was really impressed by what he did today.
Sure.
No, I think that's a great shout, Ross. A really, really great shout. And I think that if he can kind of adapt and sort out a few aspects of his game, I think we've got a really, really top player on our hands with regards to Matthias Tell. I think he's brilliant. Is there anyone else in that team that stood out for you apart from the young fella?
Oh yeah, I definitely Vic. Just coming back and leading that defense and bringing that passion, just made some incredible saves.
He was top.
I mean, you just realize, what a great keeper he is, what a great find he's been. Also, I say Porro did well today. I mean, he's getting gets a lot of stick for his defense or lack thereof sometimes, but he was really putting the effort forth today and really, made some nice challenges and kind of, was being aggressive and looking to really stop the ball. Of course, obviously matters, having him back and scoring that goal was he stood out to me. I think Danso put in a hell of a solid shift at center back. He's another guy that we brought in that I think really has done well since he's been here.
Let's hope his Ange has just confirmed that he did pick up a knock, him, Rodrigo and Sonny.
Of course.
But he said they should all be fine. And now he said the beauty is we can allow them to rest and recover rather than throwing them straight back out there in a few days' time. So that's hopefully they should be all right. And I agree. I thought Dan So showed, what he's capable of in the middle. And so off the, albeit we won the game and probably deservedly so, it wasn't a vintage display, it's fair to say, was it? We weren't at our best. And Man United on a day, is it fair to say, probably could have taken a point in that game?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't pretty, but, you got to be able to win ugly, as they say. That's the thing. You got to be able to put in those games, gut those 1-0 wins out. And, yeah, if United had been a little more on it, yeah, we probably could have been in trouble. But we did a great job of keeping them out and, making it tough for them and stayed consistent. And, and we didn't concede that equalizer, and that's important. And, now we're up to 12. So, now we got a chance here, 2 straight league wins. We got a chance to, get our league form back into shape here and, and climb up the table a little bit.
Yeah, build some momentum. Yeah, that's the hope. Do you think that's a possibility, for, with getting these players back, getting a couple of wins with a couple of clean sheets, albeit not the best performances, but, you've got to start somewhere. And now we can really start to, with each game, it's only 1 game a week as well. Do you think there's a chance we can start to build some momentum now?
Oh, for sure. That's it. I mean, it sucked to go out of the cups, but the plus side to that is less fixtures now. Now we just have Europa League to worry about, and that won't be as often now that we're in the knockout stages. And yeah, you can see the feeling. I remember I was listening to the post game, for our side. Tim Howard was talking about how he could just tell on the faces of the players, the joy on their faces, the stuff after the game, that they're feeling better and feeling more comfortable and more together now that that these guys are coming back.
Oh, for sure. I think you could see the kind of confidence radiating throughout that team, especially after we got that opening first goal. They all started to relax on the ball a little bit, and we were knocking it around with some really lovely passages of play today. But for me, Ross, the Premier League table, whether we're 12th, whether we finish 9th or 13th, to me, it doesn't really make too much of a difference. To me, it's all about what happens in that Europa League. And with our players coming back in, with more players, recovering, and we're going to see more and more fresh legs back, how do you feel our chances are in that competition? Can we do the unthinkable and actually get to a final in Bilbao and do the business?
I think we can, just for the reasons as you said. We're getting guys back. We're getting back to full strength, and we're going to have as strong a side as anyone in that competition that's left in it.
Yeah.
And over 2 legs, we can absolutely do that. And it's just sometimes it happens. You see this happen all the time in the Premier League. Teams get out to a strong start, and then they fall off, or teams get off to a poor start, then they turn it around the second half of the year. So you can do that. It can be done, and it's looking like we got a chance to do that for sure.
Come on, I'm loving that positivity. I'm loving it, Ross, and I really do think that we can do something too. It's about striking when the iron's hot, right? And as soon as we do get all those players flowing back in, can we get them playing to the peak of their abilities? What did you think of the little glimpses of Wilson Odebear? We haven't seen much of him, but he's back now after a long absence. What do you think of his little cameo today?
He did well. He did great. I was glad to see it. I mean, we've seen that from him, glimpses here and there. Unfortunately, with that injury he picked up where he just had to reach for the ball out. But yeah, he did. And I think he and Tell could be quite common, like our little French connection there, if you will. That they know each other pretty well apparently. And he showed some good flashes too. And he's a guy, as you would say, if you gave him a grade, it would be an incomplete. But he definitely showed the flashes of what we're hoping that he can bring to the table.
And away from matters on the pitch, obviously there was a big protest today before the game, and it looks like probably one of the biggest ones we've seen, or the biggest one we've seen against the board in recent history. What did you make out of the amount of people who turned up and the messaging?
I think it was great, because previous times it's only been like a handful of guys, standing there on the curb, not that many, but just to see that many people turning out, it goes to show, people are not happy with the ownership situation, and they're making that known, and they've got every right to do that. And that's how you show people that you want change, and that's the way you do it, is by turning out in numbers like that. So I thought that was good to see that.
Absolutely. Well, Ross,
me too.
Pleasure having you on the show as always, mate. Thanks for coming on and giving your opinion. Always like to talk to you, and we'll see you soon.
As always, come on, you Spurs.